Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to the Skydome Arena here in Coventry ahead of tonight's Elite League regular season game between the Genting Casino Coventry Blaze and the Sheffield Steelers. I'm Ed Kimberley, Stu Coles is to my right, and we're bringing you all of the action from tonight's game live here on Blaze TV. Stu, it's Pride Week. The Coventry Blaze only playing on the Sunday, but they will be resplendent in their Pride jerseys. And before we get tonight's broadcast fully underway, what a wonderful response that has been through the entire Elite League community to the event. It's been superb.
It's been superb. It's been great to see every team taking part and making sure that the message is loud and clear coming across the league. And it's reached out not just across the league, but it's reached out across the country a little bit more now, and met up with a few different media outlets and really getting the right sort of tone out, which I'm very pleased with.
You're right. The response, through the unorthodox outlets that cover British hockey, it's been superb. And a huge credit as well to Zach Sullivan, of course, for his announcement of the most appropriate week to make such an announcement. So Zach, massive thumbs up from everybody. You've got all our love and support.
Yeah, absolutely. All of the support coming from us. But I think that the fact that Zach feels that he has the ability to make that statement kind of shows the strides. Hockey is not alone in the fact that it needed to make strides in this area, but the fact that it has made some effort, and we are moving forward, and hopefully in years to come it won't be part of the conversation.
No, I completely agree, and that's where I think the mantra of Pride Week really is so appropriate. If you can play, you can play. If you can coach, you can coach. Hey, Stu, if you can commentate, you can commentate. So let's do that, shall we? And let's go straight into roster news. The Steelers have been hit with the injury bug over the last few weeks. They've had some departures as well, with Eric Milland leaving the team. Let's go through their roster news for tonight.
Yeah, so a few different scratches for the Steelers this evening. The young players, Kieran Brown, Alex Graham, Jordan Griffin, they're not icing tonight. The Steelers, obviously, without Eric Milland, as you mentioned, he's kind of left. Still part of the roster officially, but not in the lineup tonight. Anthony DeLuca, Robert Dowd, Joseph Harabel, they're all missing out this evening. For the Coventry Blaze tonight, just the one scratch, David Broll missing on his suspension this evening. Yeah,
suspended only 29 seconds into his home return, of course, last weekend here at the Skydome Arena against the Dundee Stars. A little over-exuberance after a long layoff with both injury and, of course, bereavement leave after the sad passing away of his father. As both teams make their way out onto the ice for the start of tonight's game, Matt Thompson and Dean Smith are your referees. James Kavanagh and Ilya Kissel are on the lines. And we talked about how the Sheffield Steelers have been hit with injuries, they've been hit with absences. They're still finding ways to win games.
They're still finding ways to win. The big stat for me around that is there's only 5 players on the Sheffield Steelers who've appeared in all 50 of their games.
Oh, wow.
You look down their roster, there's not that many people who've managed to play the full 50, so there's been suspensions, there's been changes in the lineup, there's been injuries, but yet you're absolutely right. Somehow they've managed to make sure that they're still winning games. And they're not just winning games, they're winning games by scoring a lot of goals in the process.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're winning in games in all types of scenarios. You look last night against Manchester, a tight game, and then that man Marc-Olivier Valorant scoring the game winner in the third period. A very good team who are well on their way to challenging for the Elite League regular season title. If you do want to get in touch with us this evening, you can do so, of course, via the usual means. That's at Blaze TV Live on Twitter. We're just a couple of moments away from the start of tonight's game, the ceremonial puck drop taking place. We'll then go a little bit quiet for the national anthem, and then we'll be bringing you all of the action in tonight's main event on Pride Week between the Genting Casino Coventry Blaze and the Sheffield Steelers. Regular updates from other scores from around the leagues, as well as and when appropriate. So we'll now go quiet for Her Majesty the Queen, and then it's game time, folks.
And now the national anthem will be performed by keyboard. God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save the Queen, send her victorious, happy and
you are just joining us, a very warm welcome to the Skydome Arena here in Coventry ahead of tonight's Elite League regular season fixture between the Genting Casino Coventry Blaze and the Sheffield Steelers here in the Skydome on Pride Week. Stu, one of the key pieces of this Coventry Blaze puzzle that has galvanised the team since his arrival on the roster is starting netminder CJ Mott. He has just taken this Coventry Blaze team to the next level, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he's kind of solidified the team at the back end. Sheffield, we mentioned, have been scoring goals. The Blaze have been scoring goals as well. These two teams are the top two goal-scoring teams in the league. But the problem for the Coventry Blaze was they were conceding too many at the other end. They had a tendency of trying to win games 6-5, and that's never going to work on a long schedule in this league. And CJ Mott's come in, he's shored that defence up. 12 games, goals against 2.67, save percentage of 92.6. That's pretty good numbers for this league. He's right up there in the top netminders in this league. So he showed that he can play at this level, play very well at this level, and has brought the Blaze an added dimension. They seem a lot more calm at the back when he's there, and a little bit more composure goes a long way.
Yeah, you know, absolutely. He's very good at playing the puck as well, something that hasn't gone unnoticed. He gives defence just an extra stride or two. It gives them an extra second or two to think about what the next play is. And Thomas Duba, of course, starting in net for the Steelers as we are underway. Opening face-off won cleanly by Connolly. We'll have our first stoppage for an icing as that one dumped in the wrong side of the red line for the Steelers. Don't forget, at Blaze TV Live on Twitter this evening. Let us know how you're enjoying this game, who you're enjoying this game with, and where you're enjoying it.
Indeed, full slate of games across the league this evening. Only other one game that's gone so far. Glasgow 2, Fife 1, and that's just started in the second period.
Thank you, Stu, as that puck ends up behind the goal line. Johnson to his D partner, they chop it clear. It ends up on CJ Mott, sends it immediately to the perimeter. Blaze tried to stretch out a 2-on-1 that doesn't materialise. Oh, a big turnover. Valorant will shoot and he'll score! Early strike from the former Blaze man, just 21 seconds into the period. And it's Steelers 1, Blaze nothing. Stu, what a great start for the visitors.
What a great start indeed. What a catastrophic start for the Coventry Blaze defence, giving a turnover on their own blue line to Marco Valorant, who's never going to need more than that kind of opportunity to make sure it goes in the back of the net. Yeah,
Hashi's trying to make a play with the poke check, but just pushes it right in the path of Valorant. Takes it wide, slightly to the left, and beats CJ Mott glove side.
Just a slight drag creates that space, gets a good angle on Mott from that position, and he finds the back of the net.
Yeah, and I was going to say, the Steelers in action last night against the Storm. The Blaze had a day off, so on the plus side, they haven't played a game the day before. They might have a little bit more freshness in the legs, which will be key, particularly in the later stretches of the game. But the first couple of shifts, you haven't played a game, you get used to the 2-2 games on the weekend. It's just the Elite League schedule has been since it began, and it just takes you a while to get settled as Matt Polkamp drifts in. He shoots. Duba makes a pretty comfortable looking save and he hangs on.
To take another look at that one again. Just that breakaway coming down that left wing. Matt Polkamp on the rush. But if you just see at the top of the screen, there's two Blaze players who potentially could have had the pass to there, and there were good passing lanes open.
Yep. It was more, I think maybe it was a little bit about timing. The pass would have been quite far back to the blue line as Matt Polkamp was quite deep in towards the net at that point.
With that said, shooting the puck on net, making Duba to make a save, get him involved in the game. Something could have happened, maybe a rebound. So it's not a bad play.
Oh, no. I don't think any shot on goal is a bad shot on goal. As the Steelers will bring this out of their own zone. Sandstrom, stick handling to the slot. Nice play by him. And Blaze are able to force that puck to the perimeter. Clements puts a shove on Eberle. And Blaze able to bring this out of the zone. Duba comes out to play the puck under pressure from Dylan Lawrence. Lawrence tried to feed it out in front. Him and Venus kind of both left the puck for each other there, but neither went for it. Sheffield, as a result, will bring this puck out of the zone. Kolamainen drops it off, but chipped in by Sandstrom. As the big Finn collides with Hamonic on the backboards. Good pressure on this Sheffield Steelers forecheck as Blaze looking to change. Hashi on this near side boards into open ice. Puck picked up in the zone and dropped off as Yanni Larkin tried to combine with Ferrara, but the Blaze ended up offside.
First goal for the Sheffield Steelers, timed at 21 seconds, scored by number 88, Marco Valleran, just waiting on confirmation of the assists, if any.
No, I think it came straight off Ashley's stick. But what a superb start for the Steelers. And yet, you know, against a team like Coventry who've done well so far this season, you have to take advantage of those broken plays, you know, those gilt-edged chances, because, as you said, Stu, Coventry, a team that's found a way to score a lot of goals this year so far, as O'Connor pings that one around the boards. Big hit comes in from Hamonic on Ebele. Puck still in the zone. Ferrara, the former Steeler, sends one to the back door, and it's tipped wide by Yanni Larkin. Hamonic, wrist shots through traffic, pad save, rebound right out in front. Steelers haven't got the clear that they wanted. Hashi into the corner. Ferrara trying to play keep away with the center. Connolly ends up at the point. Hashi stick handles, feathers it around the ledge. Johnston can get his stick on it. Hamonic takes a big hit back from Ebele as he tried to keep that puck in the zone. Down goes Yanni Larkin as he was attempting to control the puck, and Justin Hamonic keeps that one alive through traffic with Ferrara. Hashi one-timer comfortably into the chest of Duba. He hangs on. Better from the Blaze on that shift offensively.
Nice bit of pressure, good puck possession from the Coventry Blaze in the offensive zone, moving it round well and creating a couple of good opportunities. Luke Ferrara, Yanni Larkin in there having some nice chances on Duba's net.
Yep, face-off will come to the right of Duba. Won by the Blaze. Shot from the point, padded away by the Czech netminder, and one ends up getting cleared out of the zone. Chris Polkamp in a foot race with Shudra. Pinged off the boards, and that ends up off a security guard standing behind the Coventry Blaze bench. I felt the accuracy of that was important, Stu.
Absolutely. Just to confirm that the Marco Valleran goal was indeed unassisted.
Yeah. Face off in the neutral zone, just in front of the Blaze bench. Won by the Sheffield Steelers. Brocklehurst pings that one into the zone high up off the glass. Corcoran in the corner. Pickens up behind the cage, and Eichstad gets the head of Corcoran. Corcoran drops it for Bludoff. Makes his way. Chris Polkamp, nice feed into the zone. Shot stopped off Matt Polkamp as the brothers combine. Chris Polkamp gives it back to Eichstad. Looking to shoot through traffic. Came off a body in front. End up wide of the target. There's Matt Polkamp on a broken play. Turns towards the cage. Eichstad pinching down. Can only find Aaron Johnson behind the net, and the Steelers will get a clear. And no icing as that one came off. The Blaze player was changing. Shudra tries the toe drag, and CJ Mott pokes it right out into danger, and he's sprawling to make a couple of saves, and the Blaze struggling to control those pucks on the 50-50s. That gap control really has to be sharper here, Stu. That's twice that the Steelers have pounced upon an opportunity of that nature. They've scored one. And if the Blaze give them another opportunity like that, you feel they'll score another, as one puck's pinned up against the half wall. Lemtigov tries to centre it as Venus can find Curran. Sheffield come back north. Bump comes in on Jonathan Phillips. Now the Blaze will turn up ice. They have a 2-on-2 with Venus and Curran. It's Armstrong and Davy Phillips. Davy Phillips does really well to hold his ground, although ends up popping a tyre. Lemtigov will pick this puck up, and he gets around Shestel. David Clemens tries to muscle him off the puck. No dice against the Russian, who shields two Blaze players away from him. O'Connor, Phillips shooting. Big redirection in front of CJ Mott, who scrambles around his crease to recover. And David Clements gets the Blaze a bit of space to come north with it. That's a great pass. It just came off the stick of Johnston. End-to-end stuff here as Colin Minen will come the other way. He gets checked. A big body, the Finn, wearing number 55 for the Steelers in his 19th appearance for the club, as Johnson chips that one in. Gets away from Hashi. He gets checked for his troubles, and Ferrara can tip that one in. Finishes a bump on Johnson on the backboards. Puck still hasn't quite cleared, and on the forecheck Johnston puts on some pressure. Steelers clear, but we know icing is Sandstrom will get here first. Big hit attempted in the corner by Luke Ferrara that missed its target, and Steelers were unable to press home the advantage. But chipped in by Corcoran. Has Bludoff in front. It came off the frame of the net. The former Brown University man tried to feed Evan Bludoff in front, who had goal of the week for his effort against the Guildford Flames last weekend. A wonderful individual effort. There's a couple of those he scored in recent weeks, Evan Bludoff. That one comes off his sticks. He throws a bump in the corner on O'Connor. High pressure from the Steelers on the forecheck here. But he's able to get out of it well with Eichstad. Corcoran pulls up. Eichstad shooting! It's tipped in the back of the net and it's given! It looked like it was redirected with a high stick, and I'll be surprised if it doesn't get reviewed, but let's see this again. Matt Polkamp got his stick on the rubber, and keep your eyes peeled on number 11's stick here. Is it below the crossbar? Oh, that's close to.
I wonder if that's not actually Polkamp's stick, or whether it actually comes off the netminder and down. Maybe take another look at it just to see.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe get it in a little bit slow. I think that's flying all the way through. I think it comes off, maybe gets a piece of the equipment from Duba rather than the Polkamp standing in front.
You know, Stu, one more time, but I have a feeling you might be right. As we follow the trajectory, it doesn't change.
It doesn't change until it gets to Duba. It's his glove, and he gloves it in himself.
Oh. Well, what a way to concede. And well, you wouldn't have spotted that if we didn't have the slow-mo. I mean, the 7 or 8 slow-mos it took. But Brendan Conley, I noticed, came to the bench and mentioned to Coach Fox that it came off the netminder's glove. And for the goalie, I mean, Duba's had to make some big stops inside the first 7 minutes. He's been good. To give one up like that, that's going to hurt a little.
Yeah, you don't want to be giving those ones up.
So Dylan Eichstad will get that goal. Word on the assist shortly as Schistel will bring us behind the net under a lot of pressure again. Clements. Oh, nice outlet play. The Blaze have a 3-on-2, although Dylan Lawrence fanned his pass. Shot comes in, saved off Schistel. Shot on the rebound is directed wide. Clements to the half wall. Oh, he tried to feed Schistel, did Ross Venus on his testimonial year in a couple of weeks. That game here at the Sky Dome as Steelers drive the net. CJ Mott makes a save and able to get his glove on it after another wonderful individual effort from Valorant. Showing his speed down the wing.
Fantastic from Valorant. Breaks down that right wing and then just completely outpaces Drew Schistel there. And then cuts in, drives hard to the net. But intelligent driving hard to the net because he doesn't take a line that's going to make him come into contact with CJ Mott either. So nicely played there from Valorant.
Yeah, and you can tell how he's playing tonight. He's got a lot of confidence. And, you know, he should. You know, he's among the top goals and point scorers in the league right now. And Marco Valorant at the top of this game is by far one of the top 5 offensive players in this league, as that shot's redirected wide of CJ Mott. Big pickup for the Steelers in the summer as Johnston gets crunched by Batawa. Try to get that out of the zone, and Blaze have to mop up back behind their goal line. Ferrara on the outlet play. Long stretch pass finds its mark. Stick handles Larkin and Ferrara! And that man simply cannot miss! Blaze have 2 quick-fire unanswered goals, and the former Steeler gets the home side back in front. What a crisp, low shot, glove side on Duba. Nothing you could have done with this one, Stu.
A very intelligent finish from Luke Ferrara. Nice crossing over play as well there. Andrew Johnson just enough to distract Cole Shudra there, and that means Luke Ferrara can come in on the trailer, take a quick low shot. With the speed of the release there, Duba's got very little chance.
It's a very weird play because Larkinen intentionally turns his back to the net. You know, he doesn't drive direct. He kind of peels away at the top of the circles there to the top of the slot. And everybody on the back, I think it was Davies on the back checks thinking, what's he doing? And then feeds Ferrara, as you said, Stu, coming in on the trailer, and a crisp finish from Feds. Coventry Blaze in the driving seat as that puck sent in from Tromsinski. He gets it back. He has a big shot. Tromsinski shoots. Oh, that had the eyes well and truly taken away of CJ Mott, and fortunately for him, it bobbled wide of him. As the Blaze will try and bring this north. Corcoran under pressure. Bit of a weak pass back to Justin Hashi. Blaze able to bring it into the neutral zone. Eichstad, soft backhand ahead of Venus, who gets good speed. Lawrence unable to pick up the puck though on the backboards as Sandstrom stick handles. He gets it to Davy Phillips, excuse me. Phillips chips it along. A bit of unorthodox from Eichstad as he makes that play from his knees. And then off the wall. Good play. Eichstad drops that one off. Lawrence. Back looking for Eichstad. Oh, he fanned on his pass as he tried to make that play to Curran. And Dylan Lawrence, 200 feet away, will pick this puck up. Chris Polkamp behind the net, and I think both teams may take the option of a change here, although looks like only the Blaze are going to freshen up their forward trio. Larkin will chip it in. Davies gets it back to the D. Both teams, although they've settled down a little bit after that goal, Stu. There was a little bit of the loosey-goosey hockey out there. As Brocklehurst tries a stretch pass. That's picked off by Johnston. Chipped in. A lot of pressure from the two Blaze forecheckers. Steelers able to weather it really nicely, actually, and bring it out the zone. Ebele. Wide. Tries the toe drag off Clements. Clements throws a bump on Ebele as Valorant takes it high. Shoots low. Pad save from CJ Mott. Valorant wants it back. He shoots again. Stopped by Ferrara. And if the Blaze can hurry this, they'll have a 2-on-1. Larkinen with Ferrara heading to the net. Johnson on the trailer, shooting, and gloved out the air by Duba. And he'll hang on. He saw that all the way.
He'll be quite happy with that one, making sure that he's got that in the glove and it hasn't ended up in the back of the net, just to try and give himself a little bit more confidence there. 2 goals from the Coventry Blaze. First one timed at 6 minutes 57 seconds, credited to Dylan Eichstad. That's an unassisted goal. Second goal timed at 8 minutes and 2 seconds, scored by number 19 Luke Ferrara, assisted by number 62 Yanni Larkin.
Yeah, thank you, Stu. And in the next breaking play, we'll go to Twitter at Blaze TV Live. Get your tweets in. Let us know how you're enjoying this game thus far. Well, that counts as a breaking play, Stu. You got your thumbs ready?
My thumbs are ready. Hi to everybody who spotted that we put the score in the wrong place in the for the first one. The Steelers goal went into the Blaze column. Rob apologises profusely because he's been away for 3 weeks and he can't work out how to do it properly now.
Yes, it's that long dump battle with Jonathan Phillips and Hamonic. Blaze will pick this up out of that scrum though. Puck dumped in ahead of Matt Polkamp. Davy Phillips gets there. Phillips, one of only 4 Steelers to play all 50 games. One of only 5 Steelers to play, excuse me, all 50 games for the team this season so far, as CJ Mott hangs on to that one.
Yeah, those 5, just as we've mentioned a couple of times, Tanner Ebele, David Phillips, Jonathan Phillips, Cole Shudra and Nikolai Lemtigov. The only 5 who've played in all 50 games.
Yeah, and a credit to Brendan Connolly, who's played all but 1.
And I think that one was an enforced.
Yeah, it was a 1-game suspension, I think?
Yeah.
Face-off comes to the right of CJ Mott. Davies a little early on the draw. Second time won by Venus. 1 cent long, no icing. As Ben O'Connor picks this up. Oh, a bit of a giveaway potentially, although Venus couldn't reel it in. Alex Forbes in his return to the lineup on the forecheck. Kolamainen stick handling wide, tried to send it to the hash marks on the right wing. Davies was arriving. And the Blaze able to take that away as Alex Forbes enters the zone. Dumps it around the boards. Pinched in from Eichstad, he shoots, it ends up off target. Oh, and Drew Schistel leaves that behind him. Sandstrom. All on his own, Lucas Sandstrom. Help now arriving. Gets it into the corner. Valorant. Tried to send it to the net front. Came off the body in front of him, Eichstad. And that will be whistled down as offside as Forbes and Sandstrom tangle.
Indeed, hi to the Caldwells this evening. It's a very rainy Sidmouth. They said it was a terrible start to the game, and then very shortly said, what a great response to unanswered goals. So they're very happy as well.
You know what else makes me very happy, Stu? We've got new mics here in Blaze TV, and it allows us not to have the multitude of cables that I constantly tread on every week, which is very nice. I think I pulled your headset off a couple of times, Stu, haven't I, in the last few weeks by treading on it?
It has been a little bit painful at times, but we're working through it. Yeah,
Christmas come late for us on Blaze TV as that puck pings up off Marco Valorand as Ferrara takes a big hit from Ebele. And the Steelers will come across the line with it. Connolly in front for Ebele. Oh, what a save from CJ Mott. Sprawling to his right. Danger not completely over. But what a wonderful save from the Blaze netminder there. Stretched out, down and out, but somehow he got a piece of the pie.
Fantastic from CJ Mott as he manages to stretch that leg out and make the block there. Really, really. Tanner Ebele probably thought he'd done everything right there, and was going to be seeing the Steelers get that equalising goal, but it wasn't to be.
Well, it was great vision, you know, to pick out that pass from the winger, and you know what, 9 times out of 10 those are buried in the back of the net, and this is 2-2. But again, that's the kind of save that CJ Mott can make, and you know, he can keep this Blaze team in games against a team like the Steelers who do score a lot of goals, and that was a golden opportunity. They might have another one here actually, Sheffield, on a odd man rush as that puck bounces awkwardly off Bludorf. As Matt Polkamp finds Hashi. Corcoran dumps it in. The Sheffield Steelers on the confusion will bring this out of their zone. Phillips. Armstrong heads to the net. Phillips looking for a shot himself. It was redirected on the way through, and we'll have a stoppage. Yep, CJ Mott, the American, 1991 born, arrived with the Blaze via Innsbruck, where he started the season. Had a couple of years kind of bouncing around the American League and the coast with various teams. Was captain in his senior year at Ferris State University, which is something that doesn't happen very often for a goalie. I'm trying to think of other netminders who've worn a C. I think Roberto Luongo did for a year in Vancouver.
Well, they tried, but it was the NHL refused to allow it, so Vancouver decided that they'd name 4 alternates and no captain instead.
Well,
and have Luongo as the unofficial team captain.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Puck in the corner, sent out looking for Kolamainen. Puck never got to him as Johnny Curran's going to chase this down. Curran, big physical play on the backboards. He knew it was coming, braced himself for it, and Eichstad can mop up. Lawrence, oh, he's hit by Sandstrom, who smelled blood there, Lucas Sandstrom. Couldn't pick up the puck, and Ross Venus will here, across the line. Curran heads to the net. Venus might go himself. Oh, it came off the defenseman in front of Duber, I think. We'll have a stoppage. Just look at Venus here. He's got his head on a swivel. He's looking to see, can I get this through to Johnny Curran? Can I? He clearly can't. Tries the backhand and came off the defenseman out into safety.
Not only is Curran covered on the pass, also Dylan Lawrence on the trailer was also well covered, and any sort of pass would have been intercepted. So Venus has to kind of craft some kind of move that's going to make an offensive play.
Yeah, that puck off the face-off won by the Steelers, and Trunsinski's going to bring this out off the skate of Valorand, and CJ Mott plays this round the boards. Here come the Blaze. Clements, oh, a nice feed from Clements. Ferrara couldn't handle it cleanly. He'll shoot anyway off the top of the plexi. Clements caught a little deep, but Blaze able to scramble around for the puck here. Here's Connolly. Connolly shooting, glove down by CJ Martin. He'll hang on for the whistle.
Yeah, just making sure that they're keeping a lid on any sort of opportunities there. CJ Mott looks around and decides to play it safe in that particular instance and make sure that they've got the puck covered up. Because there wasn't that much pressure in and around his net, but certainly enough to make him worried about playing it.
Yeah. 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first period. It's Blaze 2, Steelers 1. The home team scoring 2 unanswered after conceding after only 21 seconds there. Former man Marco Valorand. Who else would it have been, Ace, do that early in a hockey game? Speaking of the devil, here he is. Gets checked by Hashi as he tried to bring that into the zone. Some pressure on Corcoran here as he has to bail out. Nice forechecking from Valorand, Batawa and Connolly. Corcoran plays it off the boards. In from Matt Polkamp. Chance on a 2-on-1 with Bludorf. And Polkamp, he shoots through traffic, which he created with the toe drag, but Duber was able to get a piece of it.
Good save from Duber there. Couldn't really have seen much of that.
Yeah. So one of the advantages of using that toe drag style move, you're righty coming in there down the right wing side, you will naturally bring the defenseman across because he wants to be in the shooting lane. And if you're able to squeak it through the body, then the netminder has that natural screen. And good save from the Steelers starting netminder. And Blaze will bring that out. Forbes under pressure from Phillips. Puck comes free again, this time for Hamonic to mop up. It's a hard pass back from Eichstad. Scorer of the Blaze first goal tonight. Ferrara will toss it in on the glove of Duber, and he hangs on for a whistle. Dylan Eichstad's goal in the first period, his second professional marker, and his second of the year, the first year pro.
Two other games currently underway in the Elite League. Glasgow now 3-1 up against the Fife Flyers there midway through the second period. Matt Howlett has got the third for them. And it's underway in Manchester between the Storm and the Stars. That's 0-0 there. Both Cardiff Nottingham and Guildford Belfast, those games face off at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, and it's the same when your Manchester have been hit with injuries. A shot comes in from Ferrara. Might be a chance for Eichstad. Came off a body on the way through, and the Steelers will pick it up. It's with the Storm particularly, the Clan have been hit hard with injuries. Guys like Howlett, guys like Finlay Ulrich as well. They're going to be leaned on heavily. It's great to see them finding the twine as the future of British hockey is bright. That puck chipped off the boards by Ferrara. Lewing plays it across the zone. Tromczynski couldn't quite get it out of his feet. He ends up having to dump it in, and the angle of that maybe attempted pass from the right side of defence from Polkamp only ends up back in the hands of the Steelers. Here's Davies. Just over 3 minutes to go in the period. Blaze 2, Steelers 1 at Blaze TV Live. What are your thoughts on the first period so far as Sandstrom tried to crash the net short side? O'Connor will fire one into the glove of CJ Mott, and he hangs on for a whistle. And that shot of Ben O'Connor still hasn't lost any of its venom, has it?
No, it hasn't lost any of that venom at all. But it's his awareness as well. He makes good shots, but if you also look, he's got a very good vision for the pass as well on that blue line.
Yeah, it's crazy. He only has one goal this year.
Yeah, 35 assists on the season. It's a phenomenal amount in all competitions.
Yeah, he really is this generation's Jonathan Weaver, isn't he? That puck ends up around the boards as Matt Polkamp's going to head to the net. Sandstrom struggles to pick it up along the benches. Matt Polkamp nearly was able to spring Bludoff in. And Coventry will mop up. Hashy's going to stick handle into the zone. Excuse me, Schistel. Corcoran back to the skipper. Off the stick of Corcoran. Gets it through the zone. Schistel kind of acting as a roving player here. He's not necessarily playing forward or defence, although he ends up wiping out his teammate there, and he'll have to back check as the Steelers have a 3-on-2. It came off Brocklehurst high. These things get a little bit scrappy here at the Sky Dome. Drew Schistel under pressure from Eberle. Clements sees that the Blaze are on a change, doesn't risk the too many men on the ice, and Coventry eventually are able to send this along, although that will be icing, and we'll have a stoppage. Stu, what's going on in the world of Twitter?
Yeah, another mention or two coming through. Hi at home to Sam, Paul and Becky Shipman this evening. Hope you're all enjoying the game, and it's a nice change of pace for the rest of the weekend.
It's been a busy weekend?
Yeah, been a busy weekend, so taking the night off coming to the game and watching the webcast at home.
As Johnny Curran will bring this, but he tried to feed it ahead of Venus, and that would have sprung another odd man opportunity as Coventry Blaze are finding ways to get men forward here, Stu. There's Lemtigov, the lefty, shooting high, into the netting, and the way that CJ Mott reacted there, I thought that had beaten him, but it ended up over into the wrong netting if you're a Steelers fan here, as it comes off the stick of the defenseman.
Yeah, I can't quite tell from the particular angle, but I think that was pretty close there. I think there was a strong chance, and as you're right, judging from CJ Mott's reactions, he thought it was pretty close as well.
Yeah, faceoff's going to come to the right of the American as Davy Phillips has to pick this up in the neutral zone. He fumbles his lines. Yanni Larkin in. Tried to play it on the backhand. Spinorama was on there for Yanni if he'd have been able to get it there, although another bobbling puck ends up getting away from Hashi. Blaze able to play it around the perimeter. Larkin spins off the check as Hamanek's going to break in here. Hamanek might get a shot off. Oh, he fanned it. Manages to keep it alive in the hands of Larkinen, though. Back to the point. Hashi winds up, drives. Good save on the rebound. Johnston forces a second attempt from Duba right into his chest. He scrambled nicely laterally to get square to it. And it seems that this puck's bobbling all over the place, too. Neither team really getting a clean piece of it.
No, it's been very bobbly, but in both ends as well, but particularly down in that right-hand side for the Coventry base in their offensive zone. Mishandling of the puck from both sets of teams as well. Seems to be in a bit of a struggle right now.
Yeah, face-off will come to the right of Thomas Duba. 36 seconds left in this period, which the home team are currently leading 2-1. Here's Lemtigov. And that will be whistled down as offside, I believe. The Steelers were on a change still. 30 seconds to go in the period. And I think after possibly the worst start you can have to a game for the Coventry Blaze, I'll absolutely take the response. The Sheffield Steelers absolutely not out of this yet. CJ Mott really has been the difference between the two teams at times, and that wonderful lateral save. Was it off Davies a couple of minutes ago?
Yeah, really good lateral save, just like I say, throwing that pad out. It's a fantastic move.
If the Sheffield Steelers, off this offensive zone face-off, can steal a late one to go into the dressing room, that'll be a good momentum builder going into the middle frame. Although the Blaze are able to win that draw, and don't get as far as the neutral zone though. Puck on the perimeter. Davies stick handling, shooting low. Oh, it came off CJ Mott as Sandstrom gets wiped out as he tried to drive the net hard out from behind the goal line. And the Sheffield Steelers will go into the period break. A goal down after a lightning start, and a period without any penalties, Stu, and that both is good for and bad for both of these teams, as they are very much neck and neck in terms of power play.
Yeah, both.
soon. Stu, I mean, great to have, one of our former mentors back up here on the media gallery in Paul Thompson, and as always, a lot of wisdom. It's interesting to he went straight to bat and said, he thought the Blaze were the better team in that period.
Yeah, it's somewhat difficult challenge, but I think the Steelers were in it a little bit more. The Blaze score took the opportunities well and have come out on the top of the scoreline. But I think he's good. He does. Sheffield have got more in their locker, and we'll probably expect to see more of them in this next period.
Yes, it's Marco Valorant starting this period, and if he can start the middle frame like he did the first, well, we'll be level very, very quickly, although the Blaze are going to have a chance here on a stretch pass. Andy Johnston found that one in his feet. He guides it in behind the goal. Larkin ends up tussling with the Steeler on the wing as Ebele is going to break in. Ebele, stick handling. Throws on wall wildly across the zone. The Blaze are going to break here 3-on-2 with Ferrara, Larkin and Johnston. Ferrara couldn't handle the pass, but he gets it back out in front for Johnston, and a terrific save from Thomas Duba. He might have been expecting that puck to go around the back of the net there, Stu, but he seemed to have his head on a swivel nicely. And, he sees that the whole way. That's good net minding.
That's a good piece of net minding. Looking over his left shoulder there, making sure he's got eyes on the puck as they come round. You might, indeed, intuitively, you might be expecting that wraparound from there. But he's focused on the player and focused on the shot.
Yeah, a quick shot off the face-off win there. Sorry to cut you short, Stu, from Matt Polkamp. As that puck ends up into the neutral zone. You having a couple issues with your headset there, buddy? Yep. That's okay, they're new.
It was more adjusting the size back to my smaller head.
Yeah, I found that even on the smallest setting, it's still a bit big, as Phillips will try and shoot short side as Eichstätt gets a piece of it. Puck ends up along the half wall. Bump comes in from Chris Polkamp. Armstrong tries to dig it out. O'Connor will shoot on the turnaround. Trumsinski tries to go through the feet. Interesting, the Steelers are a little bit stationary off the puck there, Stu. Trumsinski had a little bit of time and space, but did not have a single passing option open to him. You would have expected a little bit of movement there from Sheffield.
Yeah, they were a little bit static there in the zone, and you would want to see a little bit more movement, particularly when you've got a good 5-on-5 situation. You've potentially got numbers on one side as well, and a little bit of an overlap. They probably could have made a little bit more of that.
Yeah, face up to the left of CJ Mott, won by the Steelers, although the Blaze are able to jump into the pocket and pick that puck up as Corcoran found Matt Polkamp. Davey Phillips ends up down on his knees. No penalty called on that play either. The referee's letting this one go tonight. Oh, it's a big hit. Comes in from Clements. And the Blaze will get some momentum from that. Corcoran for Curran. He gets through a hit, although I liked his idea of either finding Dylan Lawrence there or failing that one at the point, but puck ends up going 200 feet the other way. The Blaze do have possession. Venus. Oh, a nice feed from Venus on the backhand for Curran. Oh, it was on the back door. Lawrence. It was just out of his reach. And Tanner Ebele's screaming north the other way off the blocker of CJ Mott and into the netting. Trumsinski will shoot down low. There's a big chance on the rebound, on the wraparound. And the Blaze aren't out of danger just yet, although Venus has made a nice outlet play for Curran. Shot comes off Brocklehurst. And Ebele will tussle with Lawrence for it. Johnny Curran's going to get here. Couldn't send it short side for Dylan Lawrence. Tried to force it through the slot, Johnny Curran. And the Steelers bring this away. Connolly. Ends up coming around for Hamonic. Johnny Curran ends up the recipient. That's a hard pass from Johnny Curran. Been all over the puck here on this shift, Johnny, as he's going to pick this one up here. Curran leaves it down. There's a big chance. Duba gets wiped out by Hamonic as he was unable to pull the trigger. Action as the Steelers come the other way. Valorant. And the wraparound found the backdoor pass, but couldn't connect with Armstrong. Jonathan Phillips will send that in ahead of Big John. Trumsinski. Jonathan Phillips back to the point. Lewing. Back to the point. Armstrong. Bit of a wild pass, but Transinski will get it. Armstrong will now attack the back door. Armstrong shot saved by CJ Mott. And the Blaze are going to break 3 on 2 again here. Puck played off the stick as Duba makes a stop. And the puck ends up in the netting and we'll have a stoppage. It's interesting, I saw a note a while ago. There's a picture of the Dundee Stars locker room, and they have like the whiteboard with the lines upon it. And one of the messages on it was, go one, go all, i.e. if you get a turnover, go. And the Blaze are doing that a lot tonight. As soon as they take the puck away from the Steelers, all 3 forwards, or if a defenseman is in the mix too, they go. The Blaze are really trying to punish Sheffield on the break here. There's Corcoran, puts that ahead of Bludoff. Oh, Bludoff breaks in! Matt Polkamp shoots! Oh, and Thomas Duba's made a wonderful save! Evan Bludoff had a golden opportunity. Lovely stick handling, drops it off, and somehow Matt Polkamp couldn't find the twine.
It's a nice play from Corcoran as well, just to lead it, knowing that Polkamp's behind him and he can pick that puck up. Duba's got himself in a good position though. He's nice and square with either of those 2 shooters there.
Yeah, as Eichstad throws one from the point through traffic. Didn't get through off the defenseman's pads as the tower chips it in behind the cage. Oh, big chance in front. Davies tried to settle it down for James Batawa. He could have been more selfish there, Michael Davies. He had a shot on. And the Sheffield Steelers, however, will bring this puck the other way. Puck ahead of Shudra. Mops it up. Eichstad, puck comes around the boards. Charlie Corcoran weaving in and out of his own line mates there. Charlie Corcoran chips it in. Goes to the bench for a change as Thomas Duba's out to play it. Clements will mop up in his own zone. The Coventrian. She's still along the boards. Chipped in by Forbes. Johnson under some pressure. Venus grabs it out of the air. Venus trying to force one in short side. Ends up losing his edge and James Batawa escapes with the puck. Referee took a long look at that one. Schistel checks Ebele. Venus tried the long pass for Alex Forbes. It was picked up out the air. Transinski's under some pressure though, and he's wilted to Ross Venus. Schistel thought about shooting from a bad angle. Dumps it in instead. Alex Forbes. Puck in his feet. Clements ends up managing to strip it and dump it. And the Steelers will keep that line out there with Connolly, Valorand and Ebele. Here is Valorand. Checked by Clements. Transinski. Back to the point. O'Connor rips one just wide of CJ Mott. He grabs it off the backboards and he'll hang on for a whistle.
The other games around the league have all faced off now. Already in Cardiff, it's 1-1 between the Cardiff Devils and the Nottingham Panthers. And 16 minutes into the first period, it's Guildford 1, Belfast 2.
Yeah, that's a big game there. Particularly for the Blaze to keep it on, because Guildford are in and around them in the league.
Well, the top 6 teams are all playing each other this evening. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting battles and points going on.
Yeah, it's great to see, you know, from a purely selfish perspective that the Blaze are in that mix, sitting currently in 5th place. And they're only a couple of points away from the Nottingham Panthers.
Yeah, just going into tonight's game, just 4 points off 4th place, but only a point ahead of Guildford in 6th.
Yeah, that game against Belfast will be watched keenly. 6.5 minutes having gone in the second. Hashi will play it in behind the net. Hamonic around the boards. Oh, it came out awkwardly off Justin Hamonic, and Andy Johnston acrobatically is able to dump it into the neutral zone. At Blaze TV Live, let us know what your thoughts are on this game so far. What your thoughts on Paul Thompson's views of the game and all things hockey. It's good to have a chat with him, I must say, Stu. Interesting, we were talking about net minding, and clearly he felt that was a weakness with his time in Schwenniger as a big hit comes in, and the Blaze are going to break on a 2-on-1 as a result. Larkin and Oy isn't going to collect that pass as Chris Polkamp couldn't find it to him. That was a big hit again from Chris. The younger of the two brothers, not a big guy by any means, but is happy to throw the body. Uses his centre of gravity really well in those hits.
Yeah, and that physical part of his game has been coming in more and more as the season's progressed. He's getting a little bit more confidence. Likes to move the puck a bit, but ultimately is more of the defensive end of the defenseman. But he's been joining the rush and putting in, but he's getting the body involved as well now, so bringing that physicality to part of his game.
Yeah, 4 goals, 12 assists is, offensive output's pretty nice actually. As that shot comes in, blocked on the way through, but will provide a scramble. But again, don't forget Chris Polkham, another first-year pro out of Bowling Green State University, where Todd Kelman and Doug Schuler, the Grand Slam winning defenseman for the Coventry Blaze, went to school. I didn't know that until the other day when I wrote my piece for On Fire last month about unsung heroes, and I thought, we talked about Doug Schuler for a while, and very much an unsung hero in that Grand Slam year, and lo and behold, Bowling Green State.
Yeah, the Doug Schuler's contribution to that defensive core was very much immense, because he was one of the stay-at-home big bodies that kind of stopped anyone coming anywhere near Jody Lehman.
Yeah, and I think my point was that was it 3 of the 4 competitions he actually outscored Neil Martin, which is quite impressive. As Marty was known for his offensive ability. It's a big hit comes in from Lemtigov on Chris Polkham. Blaze have come the other way meanwhile. Evan Bludov's going to shoot. Oh, big block. Blaze keep it alive in the offensive zone as another hit from the Russian comes in on Polkham. Sheffield dumped this in. Valorant off the backboards. Stick handling. Oh, and it's a nice play from Bludov. He got it behind Lewing, who had some support from Marc-Olivier Valorant. It's a nice little touch pass in front of Ebele. Out comes CJ Mott, and well, that will see the first penalty of the night. Desperation from CJ. As Brendan Connolly not very happy with this, as I would say CJ probably thought this was a 50-50, but clearly it was 75-25 in the Steelers' favour.
Saying that, what else could he have done in that position really for CJ Mott? If you let Brendan Connolly pick up the puck and have a grade A opportunity on him, the chances are it's going to end up in the back of the net. So he's got to come out and challenge there. Brendan Connolly's probably most aggrieved that he wasn't taken down from behind on a breakaway situation and get a penalty shot.
Yeah. Now, I know that the Situation Room is keeping an ear out for what we talk about, so I don't want to put you on the spot here, but you do have a good grasp of the IIHF rule book. Would it be a penalty shot situation if CJ Mott raced out on a breakaway in such a fashion? Or would that be have a quick flick through the PDF?
No, you've got. I believe I'm not entirely sure, but I believe you have to. It has to be pulled. You have to be taken down from behind. But
I'm sure someone watching at home in the Situation Room who has the Elite League Twitter handle can always drop us a direct message.
David Clements is going to sit the penalty for CJ Mott. They've managed to work out which one was it. Somebody who was on the ice at the time.
Yeah. They initially sent Johnny Curran. Neither feature on the Blaze penalty kill unit usually. So first power play of the night goes the way of the Sheffield Steelers. We're almost halfway through. 8 minutes and 31 seconds having gone here in the second, as Alex Forbes straight off the draw will get that one long. And Sheffield can break out, and we get to have a good old look here, Stu, at the second best power play in the league, clipping at 23% even, which is pretty good, it must be said. If you can get to 23, 24, somewhere around there, happy days. The Blaze short-handed here might have a chance as Venus has his pocket picked. Puck dumped off. Valorant, stick handle, shoots! Just wide of the target. Pinged off the plexi. Brought it right in his wheelhouse as there's going to be another chance here for Ebele, and he will score! And the Steelers have created a couple of opportunities off that left wing side with a similar pass. The first drew the penalty, the second buried by Ebele, as we see again here, Stu.
Just a nice stretch pass from Brocklehurst across ice, and then Ebele gets enough space on the power play, puts it into the top of the net, brings the Steelers into the tie.
Yeah, and it was a really similar play to draw the penalty that led to that power play. they had the puck just inside the blue line and a little cheeky pass into the slot. And a crisp finish from Tanner Eberle. And we're all tied up just under halfway through this game. Steelers 2, Blaze 2. Blaze, oh, they're going to have a 3-on-1 here. Corcoran gives it back. Chance in front. Stopped off Duba. Bludoff had his stick there. Couldn't beat the pads of the check. As Jonathan Phillips has managed to break in here. Dumps it around the boards. Davy Phillips pings it across, shot wide of the net. And Coventry bring this out of their own zone. Bludoff, Corcoran. Onside, Matt Polkamp cannons one off O'Connor. Gets it back on the attempted clearance, Matt Polkamp. Thought about driving the net. Stick handles, dealt with by Davy Phillips. As Dean Smith gets clattered for his troubles on the backboards by a marauding Blaze forward. Larkin takes that pass, shoots, guides it over the top. Johnson, he tried to drop it off to the defenseman. Steelers weren't able to press home on that play, and that'll be icing against the Blaze. Stu, I've got you pouring your way through the IH. I'm sorry I put you on the spot there, dear.
We'll carry on in a minute. Second goal for the Sheffield Steelers, scored by number 10, Tanner Eberle. That's his 24th in all competitions this year. Assisted by number 88, Marco Valorant, and number 2, Aaron Brocklehurst. Power play goal.
Yeah, face-off will come to the right of CJ Martin. That was it, Stu. You know, we just said how important special teams are going to be here tonight. Steelers able to tie this one up on the only power play for either team tonight. So Andrew Johnston has to kick that one to escape off his skate to his stick blade. Puck in the corner. Oh, there might be a chance out in front for Larkin, and twisting and turning. Puck never got to him. Here's Kolamainen. Tromsinski. Oh, he picked out Sandstrom. Couldn't get it to him, and the Blaze are going to break. Larkinen behind the goal line. On the wraparound! Oh, I thought he'd beat Duba, but they have on the second opportunity. Ferrara provides a tap-in for Johnston. And the Coventry Blaze are back in the driving seat. I thought the initial wraparound had beat the pad. Ferrara is able to jar the puck free. And it's tapped in on the back door by Andrew Johnston.
It's fantastic work by Larkinen to just create this opportunity. Comes around on the wraparound, but instead of going direct, just comes out a little bit more to create the angle. Takes the shot in, puck's loose there. Ferrara's first to it, and Johnson from there has got an absolute tap-in.
Yeah, he's not going to score any easier goal in his career, Andrew Johnston, than that. And you know, the Blaze get themselves back in front. Such an even game between these two. That puck sent long. Oh, Johnny Curran's picked this up with some speed. Curran tried to send it out in front. Looks like it came off Ben O'Connor's face on the way through as Lemtigov bursts into the zone. Hashi. Oh, he gets wiped out. Oh, he stays on his feet somehow. His stick broke. And he was calling for the change, a delayed change for Clements. Connolly, meanwhile, shooting, saved by CJ Martin. Well, the Blaze very nearly caught napping on that change. As we see again, we won't see the big hit. And I have no idea how Hashi stayed on his feet, by the way, but that's by the by. Blaze then get caught on the change. Steelers have 4-on-2, and Connolly can't find daylight behind CJ Martin. Well, that would have been a horrible way for Danny Stewart to concede and be 3-3.
We've talked a lot about being situationally aware, and the Blaze just got to be a little bit more careful just after they've scored.
Yeah, as that shot comes into the chest of Mott, and he hangs on.
Third goal for the Coventry Blaze, timed at 31 minutes and 9 seconds, scored by number 61, Andrew Johnston. That was his 19th goal in all competitions, assisted by number 19, Luke Ferrara, and number 62, Yanni Larkin, who I think is having a fantastic game tonight.
Yeah, that whole line again, it's clicking. There's Ben O'Connor. Can only see that one go into the neutral zone. Puck comes off Schistel. Steps up into the pocket, tries to maraud north. You talk about situational awareness, Stu. If you're a forward on a line with Drew Schistel, you very much have to keep your wits about you. He does like to push up into the play as he does there with the poke check. And as long as he's covered, I'm happy to let the captain do his thing, as there's a big save off Duba again as the Blaze broke in. Broken play in the corner. Corcoran sent it out in front for Polkamp. And Duba keeps us at a 3-2 hockey game. This could have easily been 4.
It could have easily been 4 there. And Duba makes an absolute stonewall save right at the death.
Yeah, we can't see that again, unfortunately. Face-off will come to the left of Thomas Duba. Johnston got his stick on the puck to win the draw, and the Steelers hard out to it. Puck's tossed up into the neutral zone. Johnston breaking in. Puck gets elevated off a defenseman. Still up for grabs if either team want it more, and it is the Steelers who will come forward with it. Again with numbers. Brendan Conley on a bobbling puck. Puck ends up with Eichstätt. Oh, he nearly took a tumble. Plays him centre man high. It was Ferrara. They couldn't get the puck through to him on the stretch pass. Again, the Blaze sending bodies forward. Options both high and low on the breakouts. Valorant's going to zip one. It came off a body in front. Lemtigov will spin. Conley sends it again, looking for the back door. Chris Polkamp got his stick in the lane. Polkamp attempts, I don't know whether he tried to feed that out for Dylan Lawrence, who couldn't take it. Sheffield to have a chance here, short side. Saved by CJ Mott, and he hangs on for a whistle. And CJ Mott really having to come up with a couple of big saves throughout this period, Stu.
Yeah, just needing to bail out the Blazers. A couple of chances where the Sheffield Steelers have come down on the net and look as if they're trying to bring it back. Certainly either with the Blaze at 2-1 or now where they sit at 3-2.
Yeah, face-off won by Coventry. Puck in the feet of Alex Forbes. He's able to scoop that up into the air. Lands in front of Venus. Try to stop and go and head into open ice, although Davies has tried something similar and executed well. Saved by CJ Mott, and Blaze were able to clear, and they might have a chance, although good last gasp defending from Tronsinski. Davy Phillips, excuse me. Davy Phillips and Davies out there is rather confusing, as big hit comes in the corner as it was Hashi trying to make the play. He's been in the water tonight, Justin Hashi, as that one's offside.
But I think Justin Hashi doesn't mind that. You know, that kind of physical game, that kind of suits him down to the ground, really, when he's getting involved, taking a bump, giving a bump. It kind of, I think that gets him more involved and feels that kind of part of the action.
Yeah, I think he plays his best when he's playing the game with an edge.
Yeah, and there are some players who don't like that. They take a bump and they kind of shrink a little bit. Not particularly at this level anymore, but you used to see it maybe years gone by. But now, that very much Justin Hashi likes to be involved in the physicality.
Yeah, a big hit came in on Evan Bludoff there as Drew Schistel sends one to the net. It's dealt with by Duba. Sheffield will come north. Armstrong gave it back. Lemtigov gets bumped, and Evan Bludoff trying to fight his way out of the zone. Only give the puck back to the Steelers. Fortunately, he was in the neutral zone. The hit comes in on Armstrong by Schistel. He had a long layoff with injury as well, the Blaze captain. It's good to see him looking like he's finding his stride here tonight.
Yeah, a couple of games to kind of warm back into it last weekend, and now he seems to be a little bit more settled in the defensive zone.
Yeah, 5 minutes to go with a little bit of change in the second period. Let us know at Blaze TV Live. What are your thoughts on the middle period so far? Blaze 3, Steelers 2.
5 for Portugal back. It's now 3-2 between them and the Glasgow Clan. The Manchester Storm have got a lead against Dundee. Mario Puskaric has got the go-ahead goal there, and the other games remain the same. Cardiff 1, Nottingham 1, Guildford 1, Belfast 2.
Yeah, thank you, Stu. I've said this before, but I'm keeping a firm eye on that Giants-Flames game. Has big repercussions here for the Coventry Blaze as they try and stay in 5th place, as the Steelers have just brought this into the zone. Valorant just out of his reach. Larkinen, Johnston, just ahead of Luke Ferrara. Ebele, really nice bit of patience there to make Ferrara commit. He's going to come forward with it, Ebele, shot blocked. Has the Steelers' second goal of the night. Connolly behind the cage. He's got Valorant and Ebele sniffing around in front as a toe save made by CJ Mott. As that one trickled through, big hit by Ferrara on Valorant. He will escape the zone with the puck. Luke Ferrara chips it in. This game has some physicality to it. Both teams chipping away at each other. As Brendan Connolly will break in. Shoots low, big rebound. Oh, and it's dealt with by a diving Ross Venus. And he saves a certain tap-in for the Steelers' third of the night. Quickly, if we can get the replay, I think we'll just about see it.
We've just missed it on the
Have
replay.
we?
Oh,
No, here it is.
here it is.
Shot comes low. Mott pushes it right out in front, the path of Davy Phillips. And look at that. I don't think it is Venus. It's the defenseman, isn't it? I didn't see who it was.
I think it's David Clements.
Wow. Last gasp stuff is, you know, it's a really smart shot by the Steeler. You know, he's gone far pad low. There's only one place that rebound can go, unless, you know, Mott can either get his stick under it and push it into the perimeter. That's going right out in front. It goes right out in front. And Davy Phillips, his eyes must have lit up.
Yeah. Very rarely that you're presented with an opportunity that good in front of net, and yet somehow the stick just comes round and that puck flies away.
Yeah, he's got a couple on the year, Davy. Should probably have the Steelers' third of the night and his third of the year. But such is not the case as Cola Minen into the backboard. Sandstrom in now. It's the Sheffield Steelers Scandinavian contingency chipped in. Just making sure I haven't missed anyone. Lemtigov's Russian. No, I'm good. I felt like I was missing someone.
I don't know. Hi at home to my wife and my daughter Kerry and Madeline. They've just got back in from their birthday party. Madeline's very pleased with the third place goal.
Oh yes.
Big Luke Ferrara fan, so getting the assist there, she'll be very happy.
Yeah, goal and assist from Feds again tonight. And you know, I felt like Paul Thompson talked very candidly about that, you know, that decision with Ferrara, and I'm glad he agreed with me with the comparison of sometimes you just need a fresh change of scene, a fresh organisation to increase your development and to continue your development. The Blaze might have a chance here as Johnny Curran breaks into the offensive zone wide, takes it in behind the net. Still with Johnny Curran. Still with Johnny Curran. He sends it towards the net. It came off Forbes. And, well, that was shades of Danny Stewart, as you know, the Blaze coach in his playing days used to like to circle around the zone a little.
Yeah. Danny Stewart used to circle around the zone often 2 or 3 times until he drew a penalty from somebody. Great stick lift from Curran to get him in on that kind of breakaway there. Just played the stick and that let the puck go free, and then he pounced on it down the right wing.
Yeah, it's sometimes those little cute plays that go a long way. Is that puck chipped ahead of the Sheffield Steelers? Eberle battling and brawling with Schistel. Bludoff gets around Brocklehurst. A diving Evan Bludoff draws a penalty. Blaze going to have their first power play of the night unless they score here. They are 6 on 5 with CJ Mott at the bench. Charlie Corcoran has gone the other way, however. He feeds Clements. He feeds Johnston. That one's chipped in. And I think this will be now the Blaze power play. Yeah, I thought Charlie Corcoran had glitched over for a second there as some pushing and shoving in the corner. Not sure what sparked that, as Connolly's getting a little hot under the collar.
If you were going to pick 2 players who would be exchanging some words after an altercation, my money would have been on Brendan Connolly and David Clements every day of the week.
Yeah.
2 players who like to get involved in the verbal side of the game.
Yeah, I love a player like Connolly who, you know, he plays on the edge, you know, and he's not a skill guy either, you know. His point totals in Belfast last year were astronomical. He's having a great year here as well, you know, playing on that line right now with Eberle and Valorant. That really is looking like the dominant offensive line on the ice. But at the same time, he takes a lot of penalty minutes, and if you're playing against him, you want to be in his ear all night. You want him to draw penalties. But, you know, he's that kind of player. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. And if his team is successful and he's having success, you know, he might have 200 penalty minutes on the year. And, you know, where the Steelers are in the table, does that actually matter?
Well, it's an interesting discussion. Brendan Connolly is that sort of player that you love to hate, but if he was on your team, you'd absolutely love him.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean,
you know, you're right, he's 130 penalty minutes on the year so far in all competitions, which is a lot, but when the Steelers put away so many goals, have a great penalty kill as well, you can probably absorb that.
Yeah, and you know, the Steelers have had a lot of those players. Corcoran looked like he caught the knee of John Armstrong. Play will continue as the Blazer in the zone. Here's Hashi. Now the Blazers set up on this power play. Larkinen, to the net front, tried a cheeky one to Bludoff. Ferrara comes out to play. He tried to guide it towards the net. He's managed to get his stick into play. Bludoff, down for Corcoran. Big chance! Duba got wiped out by two of his own defensemen. The whistle will go as the net's off. And I'm glad he's okay, because he had two bodies crashing into him at a combined weight of 400 pounds, more or less.
Yeah, lots of bodies there in front of Duba, taking the net off as well. Blaze making some great plays there. Good block from Luke Ferrara, who used, more of a conventional field hockey stop to block the puck and keep it in the offensive zone.
He's remembering his PE lessons very well there, Stu. But no, I mean, I could talk about, Steelers players who've played on the edge all night. You look at the guys like Joey Talbot, Levi Nelson in recent years, Mike Perron. You remember Mike Perron? He used to play that way. God, that makes me feel old, Stu.
Yeah.
Last minute of the second period. Blaze on the power play. Eichstad gets into the zone, drops it off. Puck dumped in hard around the boards. Venus manages to collect it. Matt Polkamp, he got crunched into the boards. Johnny Currans somehow whizzed it through the crease. Johnston. Eichstad. A nice spinorama from Eichstad. Pass slightly behind its target, but the Blaze have set up Polkamp in front. Couldn't guide it on the target though. Blaze still lurking here. Shot comes in, saved by Duba. Johnston grabs it out of the air. Steelers are back to full strength as the Blaze shoot hard towards Duba. They have a high man fresh out the box. It's Connolly with a chance to tie it. He shoots, saved by CJ Mott, Brocklehurst, fresh out the box. And that'll be all she wrote in the second period. What a dramatic end to it that was, Stu.
Yeah, just springing Brocklehurst right at the end on that as he came out of the box from the penalty kill.
evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome back to the Skydome Arena here in Coventry ahead of the third period of tonight's Elite League regular season fixture between the Genting Casino Coventry Blaze and the Sheffield Steelers. 3-2 in favour of the home team. It is Pride weekend here in the Elite League, and if you're just joining us, Stu, what a wonderful turnout and response that there's been from the community, the LGBTQ plus community, and just generally, you know, a lot more media outlets that don't traditionally pick up the Elite League have been, and it's just great to see everyone buying in.
Yeah, a really good message that has come out, a very positive message, and one that I hope can continue.
Yeah, I mean, in the nicest way. I'd like it not to have to be a conversation.
Well, yeah, absolutely. It shouldn't be part of the conversation, but it is necessary at this point in time. It has to be part. You know, fundamentally, it comes down to whether or not you're a nice human being. You know, and whether you can be inclusive and like everyone, regardless of any of their background.
Yeah, 100%, absolutely 100% agree. So as both teams make their way out onto ice, Stu, we spoke to Scott Ancliffe in that period break, and you know, usually when you and I talk about games going into the third period, we talk about that next goal being key. I actually went one further and said I think it's the next 2 goals, if we are to see 2, that are key.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna. This period is going to come away with a 0-0 scoreline. Somebody is going to get a goal, and I think you're right. In fact, it's the next 2 goals, because if Steelers can get 2 and get their noses in front with their experience, their depth in the third period, you would expect them to try and drive that home. Likewise, if the Blaze manage to get themselves another 2 to put a gap of 3 on the Steelers, that's right. But I don't think you can easily say, you know, if the Blaze get the next one, they'll be fine. I don't think that's the case at all this evening. No,
I feel like both teams could do with a little dabbling of depth scoring, though. I mean, Blaze, I forget who else was on the ice for the Eichstätt goal that won and assisted, but you know, the other 2 goals are from that Ferrara, Johnson and Larkin and line. Similarly, the 2 Steelers goals have come when Ebele, when Valorant, and when Connolly have been on the ice.
I think that one was with the Corcoran-Polkamp line, because it was Polkamp that we were talking about whether he got the tip or not.
Yes, you're right. And don't get me wrong, that line have created a lot of chances tonight, but with all due respect, you can create 100 chances on a night and not score any and lose a hockey game. You know, so they need to find a way to find the twine.
Talking about converting your chances, the Cardiff Devils have done just that on the second period down in Cardiff this evening. Blair Riley and Joey Haddad twice on the power play means they're now 4-1 up against the Nottingham Panthers this evening. It's also now 2 apiece between the Flames and the Giants down in Surrey.
You had to tell me that, thanks, Stu. I think we're just going to have a little pause to continue the period as the ice is a little wet and that puck has been sticking.
Indeed. Well, in that case, we'll continue the scores. Manchester, at the end of the second period they're now 3-0 up against the Stars. Fawcett and Gagnon have added to the tallies there. And its final score in Glasgow, 3, 5-2, a goal from Paul Crowder wasn't enough to get the Flyers back into it, and Glasgow will take the 2 points this evening.
And that's a gigantic win for Glasgow. It's weird, those 2 teams are struggling right now for different reasons. You know, the 5 Flyers, and you're talking to Coach Dutiem quite candidly a couple of weeks ago when they were here, you know, usually they're kind of in and around where the Blaze are right now, 5th. They're languishing down at the bottom of the table. And I asked, you know, what's going on this year, Coach? You know, and he said, like you saw tonight, we had a great first period. Every game we play, we'll have a great first period. We'll be right in a hockey game, and then we just tail off dramatically, you know. And then we need to find a way to play the 60 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, 5 points now off 9th place. You know, it's not a great position. It's not where you expect to see the 5 Flyers, but I'm sure they'll take this season and bounce back in the future.
Yeah, I mean, it might just be a recruiting thing, right? You know, you never know who you're going to get when you walk through the door. Although that said, by and large, they've kept a lot of that puzzle together.
Yeah, and maybe it's a case of, you know, lots of teams have improved and Fife maybe stood still, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a difficult one. But, you know, you do say, look, you are on a year-to-year basis, you like you say, you don't know who you're going to get when you come in through the door. So it's a challenging one. So you have to have that balance. Like, do you stick with who you've got that you know and that have done a solid job for you in years gone past, or do you take the chance on rebuilding or tweaking some of that roster?
And to be honest, I think the Blaze have been guilty of that. Where they've not really recruited very well. In fairness, they've had a couple of years where they've had a great core, and for retirements or players, being lured elsewhere, they've had to constantly rebuild, and as a result, they have fallen by the wayside. But this year they've got it spot on.
Yeah, this year they seem to have done very well, and that's seen them move up in the standings, and so they can legitimately talk about the Blaze being a top 16, which is ultimately, I think, where the club wants themselves to be in the whole scheme of things. Realistically, with the team's budget in comparison to other teams' budget in the league, then challenging for the championship, whilst not impossible, is a stretch.
Yeah, they'd have to do a Leicester City.
Yeah, you'd have to do a Leicester, and we've seen that. It could happen, but and we've seen it in previous years when Fife, a couple of years ago, were indeed
Manchester came second.
So teams can do it, and they can be up there and challenge, but you've got to get that right blend. You've got to get the luck as well of staying healthy, keeping the suspensions down. There's a lot of things that kind of contribute towards that fact. But the Blaze would consider themselves, they want to be in that top 5, top 6. They want to be talking to themselves about one of the big teams, and not necessarily fearing nights like tonight when the Sheffield Steelers, high flying, 7 points clear of the top of the table, come into town. And the Blaze coming in would have been thinking, maybe in years gone past, this is a challenging one for us tonight. Whereas they, the belief that you can see on the ice from this Coventry side is, we're equals to these guys have got a few more points than us. They've had some good results, but we've beaten them earlier on in the season. We've done well up in Sheffield. We have every chance of taking 2 points.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, a lot to unpick there, Stu. But you're absolutely right. And I think realistically, this is a Blaze team that need to be coming top 6. But if you think about it as well, the other thing that I think is probably going to be disappointing from this year is that the Challenge Cup's gone already.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and that's where the Blaze are going to, I think, focus on success. The Cup, the playoffs, those kind of, because, and that holds true to probably, the bottom 7 teams in the league. They know that on any given night, anyone can beat anyone in this league.
Yeah, as we get back underway, shot hard from the point, grabbed and stopped by CJ Mott. But I think that will be a regret of Danny Stewart that he couldn't get this team to the next round of the Challenge Cup. And unfortunately, it came down to that play-in game with the Manchester Storm here at the Skydome Arena, live on Free Sports, and the Blaze fluffed their lines.
They fluffed their lines in a big way, and it was probably one of the worst performances that anyone has seen at the Skydome this season.
Yeah, as that puck tossed ahead of Matt Polkamp. Takes a hit as tried to play that off the backboards. It feels good to be getting back underway at this period. That false start threw me a little, as hasn't thrown Charles Corcoran as he looked to pull the trigger out of his skates, but elected to cycle the puck instead. Matt Polkamp on the half wall. It's all a little crowded, and that puck tossed in for Brocklehurst to deal with. This puck comes off the skate of Corcoran. Grabbed out of the air by Hashi, or it was between the feet of Bludoff, and that's a dangerous place to put the puck. He had Ebele, who's a good body checker in the vicinity, and well, if Evan would have been trying to play that puck, I think he'd have ended up on his rear end, to be quite frank, as both teams able to freshen up here as Jonathan Phillips finds Lem Tugov. He shoots right into the belly of the beast. CJ Motti hangs on for a whistle. And we'll have a face-off to his left in just a second.
Don't really want to be playing pucks down low with it. People having their head down as they're about to come across the blue line. That's asking for trouble for someone, either a defenseman to step up or a forward who's on the back check.
Yeah, the old suicide pass, too. One of the worst places to get a pass is open ice in your feet. You've got a duty to try and control it, but at the same time to do so, you've got to be looking down, and having played a little bit of beer league, it's always an uncomfortable feeling.
Yeah, my
face-off will come to the left of CJ Mott. Backhanded around the boards. Kind of as halfway between Johnny Curran and Chris Polkamp. Steelers able to take advantage of the gapping and come away with the puck. It was a featured, in that first period, and we talked to Tomo about the couple of Steelers chances in their first goal that came off gap control issues, and Just interesting to see one there again. That puck pinged off the board. Steelers are just about able to keep that one alive. Jonathan Phillips right in front of the Blaze bench did the good work as Chris Polkamp will send that one ahead of Dylan Lawrence, who was appealing that he had been impeded. That was a tongue twister. As Sandstrom will dump it into the far wing. Kolamainen fighting for it. Ends up coming back into the hands of the Steelers. O'Connor whips that one round the boards hard. Oh, it came off the stick of CJ Mott as he tried to slow things down. Sandstrom bumped by Clements. Still with Lucas Sandstrom to the half wall, shot in wide, looking for a tip. O'Connor will guide that puck gently towards the danger zone. And Andrew Johnston somehow came out of that with the puck, and Ferrara chips it for Andy to chase. A couple of successful years of the French League, Andrew Johnston. Lastly with Bordeaux, where he was teammates of Adam Hughesman, of course, who laces them up for the Manchester Storm. Puck dumped in hard by O'Connor into the netting, and we'll have a stoppage. And you know, one thing that I found about Andrew Johnston when I've been in and around the Blaze dressing room and before and after games, his attitude is so infectious. He's always got a smile on his face. He's a cheeky chappy, as they like to say, and you can't help but have a smile on your face when Andy's around.
Just loves the game of hockey.
Yes.
Yeah, it just every day at the rink. You know, he's one of those people who say, who doesn't think this is a job. You know, this is just fun. This is every day. Come into the rink, putting the skates on. It's just something he genuinely enjoys. He wants to play hockey more and more and more.
Yeah, he's a smart guy too, Andy, and he always gives a really fun and candid post-game interview. I think it was the first one. I can't remember exactly what he said. It was the first post-game interview I did with him earlier in the year. And he said something along the lines of, I thought at times we got lucky in that game, but, actually thinking about it, maybe we deserved it. We created our own luck. Yeah, we created our own luck. It was interesting because that puck's pinballed in and around Duba as the Blaze are trying to create a bit of their own luck here. But meanwhile, it's broken the other way. Connolly stick handles nicely. Oh, and it's coming off a skate. Steelers have it all tied up. It might have come in via Hamannik as we look again. Connolly off the pad, and then it came off the toe of the skates of Hamannik with a little helping hand from Ebele.
Yeah, if you look here, look at Tanner Ebele as he's kind of trying to force that puck, and then he just wedges it into the crease, and Hamannik's skate, just trailing in there, and that puck bounds in, and you could see from Hamannik's reaction as he looks up to the rafters. It's so unfortunate, but you've got to make them count.
Stu, we were just talking about puck luck as well. With a slightly less than amusing anecdote about Andrew Johnson. It sounded funnier in my head, I just couldn't relay it. But Steelers have a smile on their face. They've got this game tied up back at 3. And, well, where will this next goal fall? Will it be the visitors? Will it be the home team? Stick around here with us live on Blaze TV to find out. At Blaze TV Live, let us know who you think it's going to fall to.
That third goal for the Sheffield Steelers, scored by number 10, Tanner Ebele, assisted by number 63, Brendan Connolly, and second assisted by number 88, Marco Valorant. Yeah,
look, again, it's literally that big line. To a man on those assists that have come up big there. Eichstad under a bit of pressure, as is Ross Venus. He wants to get that to the perimeter, and he does. And into the hands of Johnny Curran. Curran holding on. Eichstad calls for it. Stick handling, shoots off the pad of Duba. Clever by Eichstad. Again, he's trying to force it through the crease with a lot of bodies in front of the Steelers goalie. He kicked it out nicely to the perimeter. And Sheffield are able to mop up. And Ben O'Connor's going to pick this puck up. Stick handling nicely, shooting low. Wide of the target. CJ Mott looked to have it covered. O'Connor keeps this alive in the zone. Right across the... I don't think that was offside. As we'll look again. I thought O'Connor had kept this in beautifully, Stu.
On first look, I think I agree with you. I think he had kept it in. We see there that play from O'Connor. He comes across, puck comes across, and look at whether it comes across. Oh, just about.
Wow.
That's an excellent call from the linesman there. They just spotted that that's a fraction over the line.
Blimey. It looked like it was when the puck sat up on its edge as well. If it had been flat, I think there'd have been enough of that puck on the blue line to be onside. As that puck tossed ahead of, a big hit comes in on Yanni Larkin from Davy Phillips. Johnston squeezed out of contention as well by Ben O'Connor. Steelers look galvanised by that goal. Well, the puck hasn't really sat for them on that attempt to get into the Blaze offensive zone. Clements dumps that one in. Duba's able to stop it. O'Connor, he had his stick lifted rather viciously in the Blaze. They had a chance. Ferrara tried to set it down on the back door. Steelers look to break, although it's tossed ahead into the hands of Hashi. Colin Minen was making his way north. Here's Ferrara. Larkin shooting, glove save from Duba. Pretty comfortable really, although Yanni did a nice job of getting good connection on it. And we'll have a whistle and a face-off to the right of the Steelers goalie. Yeah,
managed to get a very good connection there. One time on the shot, but there's not really any traffic in front of Duba. It's quite some way out, certainly well above the hash marks. It's one of the saves that you'd expect the netminders to be making in that position.
Yeah, face-off to the right of Duba. Shot blocked off the point as Justin Hashi again tries to feather one there. He does it, a wonderful save, and a second from Duba. Windmilled the glove hand, was able to get the first attempt, and then did enough to kind of almost chest the second attempt out of danger. It's like a game of headers and volleys, but with a puck and on skates. Here's Matt Polkamp, drops it off for Charlie Corcoran. Big chance for the Blaze! Big goal, Bludoff! And the Blaze have their lead right back. Evan Bludoff tucks it upstairs. Had all the time and space in the world with traffic in front. He wouldn't miss that in a million Sundays.
This is very well worked between the line. Corcoran here spots the pass for Bludoff on the trailer very well. And then puck comes in, top right-hand corner, traffic in front of Duba, there's no chance. Looking at a bit of a review here, maybe are they looking at...
Well,
I'm not sure entirely what... Maybe they're looking at man in the crease, because he was quite in front of Duba there. I'm not sure we're gonna have lost it now on the replay. So we won't be able to go back and try and see what they're trying to review. But that's going to really be my only guess.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
It's certainly not going to be. They're not going to be looking at it for a high stick like on the first goal. So.
Well, that took a couple of replays to figure that one out.
Yeah.
But what a
couple of replays and Rob's super slow mo.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this works one of two ways. If the Blaze have this goal washed out back to 3 apiece, they're going to feel a little bit aggrieved. Now, how are they going to use that momentum? But we're going to find out very quickly whether this is a good goal or not. It is! And that puts some noise in the Sky Dome. And I have to say that Dean Smith and Matt Thompson played to the crowd a little bit there, so didn't they?
A little bit of some nice theatrics there from the referees, but I think the referees do enjoy a bit of the theatricals every now and then.
Oh yeah, 100%. I know he's retired now, but I know Tom Darnell loved it.
Yeah.
Nigel Boniface back in the day, he was a real character as well.
Yeah, there's some good clips of NHL officials.
Yeah, I was just about to say, whoever in the Situation Room is watching this, one for the suggestion box. Elite League referee microphones.
Yeah, get more of them. It's been great when we've heard Tom Darnell on Free Sports.
Oh yeah, 100%. Although from a real life perspective, can you imagine trying to hook that up to the speakers here at the Sky Dome Arena? That'd be a nightmare. Puck ends up on the back wall as the Steelers go straight to work here. Transinski through traffic. It came out the other side. I think CJ Mott got a piece of it. Not a big piece, but enough. And the Steelers really look like they're swarming here, although the Blaze are going to break out of the zone. But not really all that clean. They tossed north. Lemtigov couldn't collect that pass. That'll be icing against Sheffield. They went straight to work the Steelers, after conceding there, it looked like they were going to put some pressure on Coventry. It all got a little broken up, and I think the Blaze might be able to try and settle things back down here.
Yeah, absolutely. Fourth goal for the Coventry Blaze, timed at 46 minutes and 11 seconds. Scored by number 10, Evan Bludoff. It's his 21st of the season in all competitions. Assisted by 88, Charlie Corcoran, and number 11, Matt Polkamp.
Yeah, and again, what do we say, Stu? The Blaze need to find another line to get in on the scoring action aside from 1961 and 62, and they have that. And you know what? The same thing for the Steelers, and this is no disrespect, and that line's been terrific tonight. Although they might have a chance here. A shot from Davies is going to be a penalty. High sticking is going to be the call as there's a collision with Lemtigov and Larkin in the corner. High sticking's the call, I think.
Yeah, high sticking's what's been indicated by the officials there. Yeah, the stick did come up around Lemtigov. I'm not sure it really made contact with the head there, but it was close enough that it could be called in. We talk about getting yourself in a position where the referee can make a call. That's a prime example of one where he hasn't quite got control of his stick in it when he's come up to the boards.
Yeah, it was a dangerous moment as well for the Steelers, because they'd broke in on the Blaze from a pass out from the corner. CJ Mott holding onto that puck. But yeah, I was just saying, the Steelers have had the Valorant line clicking tonight. All three of their goals have been via that trio. So, they could do with another one of those forward lines getting in on the action. Tossed into the netting by Hashi. Face-off will come out into the neutral zone. And that really might just be the story and the difference in this game. We talk about special teams. The Blaze have conceded on the only power play that they've given to the Steelers. Steelers now on their second kill of the night. So if they're able to get a big kill here, will depth scoring be the difference? I don't know. We'll see. As Evan Bludoff will bring this into the zone. Scorer of the go-ahead goal. So big pressure comes in on Johnson. Ferrara. Oh, a nice play off the boards there, Luke Ferrara, to get it round to Evan Bludoff. Look at the half of Bludoff, one-timer! Oh my goodness! Evan Bludoff! Two in quick succession from the number 10. And the Blaze on the power play have got a 2-goal advantage, and well, that's got his mojo back, Stu.
Evan Bludoff had been in a bit of a struggling streak with the goals, but now after last weekend and tonight, on the one-timer, absolutely rifles it into the back of the net. Duba didn't see it at all.
And that's vintage Evan Bludoff. He has a big, hard, heavy shot, and he got all of that one glove side. Nothing Duba could do. And a massive power play goal. Chris Polkamp's going to send that one for Ferrara. Steelers really have time against them after that play. 12 minutes for 2 goals. It's not insurmountable by any means, but they need to get some offensive zone pressure, Stu, and really get the Blaze worrying. They need to bend them and find a way to break them, as that puck comes off the frame of Mott's net. He's out to play it. Big hit came in on the corner. And still an Eichstad got reamed, but Blaze are able to bring this one north. Dumped in by Ferrara. Evan Bludoff still out there. He's going to be thinking hat-trick, surely, as he's stick handling in the corner to buy some time. He's come out with it as well, Evan Bludoff, as he's trying to make a play. He's impeded, and the Steelers are able to pick this puck back up. Jonsinski settling things down now for the Steelers, who bring this forward. Oh, they've got a 3-on-1! Shot comes in, saved by CJ Mott, and he hangs on for the rebound. I don't know how the Steelers ended up with a 3-on-1 there, Stu.
Looked like the Blaze got caught in the neutral zone, playing almost like a 1-3-1. They had 3 flat across the middle. You take a look here as it comes across, and then there's only one defenseman coming up back there, and then all of a sudden the Steelers spring that 3. Yeah,
Shistel off the left side pops right up. He looks like he sees the passing lane, so he's trying to read the play. Hyper aggressive, and this is the thing. That could have easily been in the back of the net, and it would have been that big pinch, but CJ Mott makes a stunning save. And again, we talk about players who live by the sword, die by the sword, and the skipper there showing, he's reading the play, he's trying to mix things up, but man, that got me nervous in the service.
Power play goals, power play goal, the goal number 5, scored by the Coventry Blaze at 47 minutes and 50 seconds, scored by number 10, Evan Bludoff, assisted by number 19, Luke Ferrara, and number 28, Justin Hashi. That's Ferrara's 20th assist on the season and his 3rd point tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Stu, as Evan Bludoff will chop this one into the neutral zone. Johnson pivots at the half wall, tossed in by Ebele. Oh, there might be a chance here as Valorant gets the forehand, shoots just wide of the net. Couldn't quite guide that one on target, Marc-Olivier Valorant, as it's tossed out. Brocklehurst's going to get it. Sends it straight back up that right wing side. The Blazer half on a change. Bit of a mix-up. Connolly's got the puck. Polkamp grabs that one out of the lane. Oh, Dylan Lawrence. Oh, Dylan Lawrence has managed to pick up the puck. Second time of asking, but Dilly marauding north all on his own. He's taken down, no call on that one. He gets back to his feet. And Dylan Lawrence is doing a wonderful job here. He's allowed his entire line to change, and he's kept the puck in the zone for the Blaze. Well done, Dylan Lawrence. And the Blaze might have a scoring chance. Eichstad, stick handling. Still Dylan Eichstad. I repeat, still Dylan Eichstad. Now he passes it off, and Chris Polkamp will settle things down. Venus, oh, nice play from him to spin away from the hit, in front! Oh, and somehow Dylan Lawrence hasn't converted the chance, and I don't know how. Tip in front, oh, backdoor! Venus, oh, he couldn't stuff it past the pad. There's every line wants in on the scoring now for the Coventry Blaze. And the fans are roaring, although the Steelers are breaking against them here. Oh, I thought O'Connor might have been offside. Armstrong. Vintage Ben O'Connor here, playing high, and oh, he was the intended recipient of that tip. Now the Steelers have the zone. O'Connor, shot blocked on the way through. Blaze might have a 2-on-1 here if they can rush it. Forbes. Blaze onside, just about. Venus shooting, good save by Duba. Off the shoulder, block aside. Looked like it might have hit him somewhere near the mask, as, oh, Shistel, hit by Colin Minen. Somehow he ends up with that, oh, excuse me, that's Lemtigov. Somehow he manages to pick up that puck. And Andrew Johnston behind the net will calm things down here as it's all getting a bit crazy in the Skydome Arena with 8 minutes to go in the game. Blaze lead 5-3. Sandstrom out into the neutral zone. Transinski, hard drive low. Good save, CJ Mott. Oh, he nearly got lobbed. He'll hang on as Lemtigov collides with Shistel. And we'll have a stoppage.
End to end from both teams. Their chances are plenty there. The Blaze, an excellent shift from that combination of Lawrence, Venus and Forbes, really doing fantastically well.
Yeah, that was Dylan Lawrence by far his best shift of the night.
Oh, absolutely.
Eclipsing any other effort. Not that he's had a bad game, I don't feel, but he did so much right on that shift. And the Blaze could have easily scored there. They had an ample opportunity. As Evan Bludoff will break in now. Oh, he tried to settle it down for Corcoran. Play will continue north. Sandstrom on his knees finds Johnson. Opens out into some space. Plays it to the goal line. Sandstrom again. Hard pass from Brocklehurst. Shot dealt with by CJ Mott. Rebound comes out into the side of the net. The Steelers fans are on their feet. Blaze not out of the woods here just yet. Hamannik. Davies took away his stick. The Corcoran's managed to chip it round Valorant, his opposite number. Shoots blocked, he gets bumped by the defenseman. 7 minutes to go in the period. Great atmosphere in here right now, Stu.
Skydome is absolutely bouncing right now. Noise coming from both sets of fans, to be fair.
Oh yeah, Steelers not out of this one, they have time. The Blaze, however, have the lead, and well, the hockey on show has been pretty entertaining. Steelers will break out here. Connolly takes it to the net, stopped by CJ Mott. And I want to look at this again if we can from the beginning. Sorry, replay, Rob. This is a really interesting breakout because the Steelers have essentially 3 stationary players. They have the 2 behind the goal line and the 2 at the blue line. So they're relying purely on Brendan Connolly there. it just seems like a weird breakout to employ, having one man with movement. I broke our monitor. I'm sorry, Stu. We got it back, we're good. Puck ends up in the corner. Big hit from Ebele. Hashi. Off the boards. Larkin dumps it in. Blazer on side. Here's Connolly. Head of Ebele. All back for Brendan Connolly. Guided into the boards by Ferrara. Steelers have to vacate the zone. Valorant couldn't take it cleanly. Trunsinski couldn't either. Neither could Lewing. And Andy Johnston. Oh, he's drawn a penalty there, Andrew Johnston. Reaching around the hands of the Swede, Jonas Lewing. Big hit from Schisto. And this is a huge phase in this game. The Coventry Blaze eventually do touch this puck up. Steelers back on the power play. 2 goals adrift. Can they make it 1? Although, they might not need the power play here. Davies. Lemtigov. Guides it across the zone, gets it back. Davies winds up, drives upstairs. Got a piece of CJ Mott. Blazer freshening up a body or two here as Schisto gets a poke check eventually. And the Sheffield Steelers will go on the power play. This is probably the biggest key phase of the game for me, Stu.
Oh, absolutely. The Steelers 2 goals behind, but they've got a chance to work on the power play. Andrew Johnson taking a deserved 2-minute minor for slashing there, I think.
Yeah.
But they've been 1 for 1 on the power play so far. If they go 2 for 2 and pull it to within 1, then all bets are off for everyone.
I mean that slash is right in the hands, right? If he's got that in the lower third of the stick shaft, it's probably not a problem at all. But as it's like right in the hands, might even just come straight off his glove. I didn't quite see what the point of impact was. Penalty all day, every day. Steelers back on a power play that's been successful tonight. Lemtigov shoots upstairs up into the netting above CJ Mott, and we'll have a whistle. This is only the second power play of the night for the Steelers. They scored on the first. The Blaze have only had 2 power plays too. They scored on the second. So will the Sheffield Steelers be able to continue at 100% on the man advantage, or will they join the Blaze on a 50% clip? Not that that's anything to be scoffed at, Stu, of course, as O'Connor dumps that one into the corner. Nemtigov. Ben O'Connor. To the right-hand side. Ooh, CJ Mott scrambling, looking for it. And it's tapped in from behind the goal. Trunsinski. He was able to bank it in off the skate of Mott. So we look again, he's trying to hunt for the rebound. And Marek Trunsinski, well, he got his angles right there, Stu, didn't he?
Yeah, worked that one out very well. You can see it kind of just banked off. Blazer complaining. Not entirely sure what they're trying to claim. Maybe they're trying to claim a little bit of interference, but I'm not sure I saw it there myself. Yeah,
I think they're suggesting that CJ Mott had the puck under him and it was jarred free, but either way, we have a 5-4 hockey game. And boy, oh boy, has that put the cat amongst the pigeons. The Sheffield Steelers are really going to be chomping at the bit now, biting down on their mouth guards. And putting a big shift in offensively. Well, they are going to review the goal. I guess the Blaze are thinking, why not?
Yeah, why not at this stage?
Inside the last 5 minutes. You're up 2. The worst thing that can happen is you're only up 1.
Yeah, that's pretty much from the Blazers the worst case scenario. I'm not sure there's anything there for the referees, but we'll wait and see.
But both teams will have used their timeout, right, by having a challenge each?
Yeah, and assuming that the Blazers isn't turned over, then they would both count, and then that would mean that both teams are left without a timeout for the remainder of the game when it's a 1-goal hockey game with just over 4 minutes to play. It's not a coaching position that you'd want to put yourself into, but it's where they find themselves.
Yeah, I mean, nowadays, right, you only use that option just to take a 30-second break for a line that you want to use back out there offensively.
But you can imagine towards the late end of the game, potentially the Blaze having to ice the puck a bit more. They get caught, Steelers managed to get a change. They've got 6 on 5. There's plenty of situations that you can envisage. Yeah, good goal.
And as we suspect, the goal is given. And it all got very tense all of a sudden, Stu.
Lots of noise from the Steelers fans to our left, and the Blaze fans now sitting a little bit uncomfortably.
Yeah, and you know, the hockey over the last 5 minutes since the Blaze 5th goal has been wide open, you know, chances at both ends. So if the sofa that you're sitting on at home has a seat belt, metaphorical or otherwise, might want to pop it on, because I think the next 5 minutes or so are going to be breakneck, as the Blaze will try and chip that one in. Johnson's able to get it out of his feet. Ebele towards Johnson again. Last gasp poke check by the defenseman. Blaze get it clear, and that'll be icing. I mean, right back to the coalface offensively for Sheffield there, Stu.
Absolutely, straight back to work. 4th goal for the Sheffield Steelers, scored at 55-16 on the power play by number 8, Marek Trąsinski. That was unassisted. Yeah,
well, look, hey, what do we say about special teams being key in this game, Stu? 4 penalties, 3 power play goals, and you know, it's put the Steelers right back in the mix in this hockey game as Coventry take that one off the draw. Hashi whips it round. Brocklehurst keeps it alive. Matt Polkamp went hyper aggressive north. Oh, that puck's bouncing from Ebele. Blocked it away by CJ Mott. Steelers look very hungry here. Puck wrapped around front, and CJ's got hold of it. And he's going to be a very busy man for the next 4 minutes and also.
Yeah, I think he is going to be a very busy man. The Steelers are going to be buzzing around that net. 4 minutes or so left in this 3rd period. Now's the time to start thinking about man of the match for both teams. If you've got any suggestions, please tweet them through on @BlazeTV Live on Twitter, and we'll read any suggestions out that come our way.
Yeah, I'll have a think about mine for the next period break as well. Brocklehurst to the point. Shot looking for the back door from Lemtigov. Blaze are going to try and get this out of the zone, and they have done. Chance as Johnston drives wide, tosses it looking for the back door. Larkin was arriving, so he's able to ping that one around the boards. Clements will step in. Back into the corner. Larkin, chance for Ferrara! Gloved by Dewberry, hangs on. I don't think he got all of it, Luke Ferrara, but a good save. Glove side from the Steelers netminder. But yeah, my Steelers MVP, I think I'm going to have to go for number 10, Tanner Ebele. The Blaze, I'm spoiled for choice. I mean, 2-goal Bludoff is going to be well within his rights to be in the mix. Anyone on the Ferrara line. Yeah, I've got an ample to choose from here as Forbes will stick him behind the cage. Shot comes in, padded away by Duba. Rebound came right out. Nobody there to pick up the pieces. Kolamainen ahead of Trąsinski. Has the Steelers' 4th goal. Will they, and who will, have the 5th? Puck in the corner. Shot comes in, CJ Mott's got it, and he hangs on as Trąsinski is trying to use Dylan Lawrence as a screen there. Stu, who would your man of the match predictions be at this point?
For the Steelers, I'd agree with you, Tanner Ebele. But with a note to his line mates as well. Valorand and Connolly, who I think have had a very good game. For the Blaze, I think I'd go with Luke Ferrara myself. But there's a number of good candidates.
Yeah. Shot comes in from the point, gloved by CJ Mott, and flings that towards the linesman. But yeah, at Blaze TV Live, let us know who your thoughts are for the man of the match.
Hi to Glenn, he's tweeted in, he's noticed another small error on our scoreboard there. Rob just keeps pressing the wrong hotkeys.
Yeah, things are looking a little flickery on one of our monitors.
Oh, that's us.
Oh, okay. I think he's just thinking about that. As Connolly will put that puck on the stick of Ebele. Comes loose, Hamannik's able to get it long. And I think we're going to see a lot of that from the Blaze here, Stu. You know, they're not going to press north unless they're clear to do so. Any 50-50s, they're just going to play it safe.
Absolutely. You've got to start looking at this and now thinking about how can you close out this game with a 1-goal gap. We can't give the Steelers any more grade A opportunities because a side that good is going to capitalise.
Yeah, and you know, look, they're only ever one pass away from a huge scoring opportunity. This is a very creative high-end Steelers team. Look, they're top of the league and they're, 7 points clear? Come on. Bludoff in the corner. Getting bumped by Brocklehurst, which I don't think is a very fun thing to do. Very experienced Darren Brocklehurst, as Johnson's going to come away with this, but Marco Valorand is offside.
It's finished in Manchester, and it's a shutout for the Storm as they take the game 3-0 against the Dundee Stars. Pascaric, Fawcett and Gagnon, the scorers there for them.
Mackin's a great goal.
Yeah. Cardiff 4-2 ahead against Nottingham now. Sam Hare has scored one to tie up with Luke Ferrara on the goals scored in the league this season, and it's Guildford 2, Belfast 4.
It's good news for Blaze fans, as the Blaze are able to win this draw as well, as chipped in by Johnston. Duba will stick it around the boards. Tronsinski. Limtagov winds up, drives wide, all off the backboards. Blaze are able to mop it up and toss it ahead of Ferrara. Ferrara, bobbling puck, guides it, block aside. Good save by Duba. Puck still in the offensive zone thanks to Yanni Larkin. Excuse me, 2 minutes to go in this hockey game. Well, that got the noise up as offside against the Steelers, but play will continue as they didn't have the puck. Lawrence. Oh, he tried to twist and turn, but was down on his knees. Puck's still there for him, though. Oh, as he ends up, again, down, sprawled on the ice, Dylan Lawrence. A lot of noise being generated by the Blaze fans, trying to cheer their team home. They're 90 seconds away from a victory against the league leaders. Valorand bringing it in. Puck got behind him. Eichstad couldn't get it clear. Duba's gone to the bench. Steelers 6 on 5. Shot comes in hard and they've scored! Sandstrom! Mott is furious and the Steelers have tied it at 5. As the Swede came right off the bench, fired the one-timer, and with a crowd in front, CJ Mott couldn't see it. I mean, that's like a staff meeting in front of him, Stu.
There's absolutely nothing CJ Mott could have done about that. Big blast from the point there. Again, we see how the play develops, and just a big wind-up from Sandstrom. There's 3-4 bodies in front of CJ Mott. He's not seeing any of it.
No. Wow. And I think the Steelers fancy themselves for a 6th here. CJ Mott grabs it behind the goal line. Settles it down. Holcamp up the boards to his brother. Chipped in from Corcoran to chase. Matt Holcamp's camped out in front of the net, pardon the pun. Sent in, tipped by Matt Holcamp. Chipped ahead of Tanner Ebele. Oh, it's loose, but mopped up by the Blaze. 40 seconds remaining in regulation. It looks like we're going to see the extra frame, although do the Sheffield Steelers have one last roll of the dice? It's Valorand. Played away by Mott. And he gets it going ahead of Johnston. Tosses it on Duba, makes an easy save. Drops it to play it. Ferrara. Puck came off the linesman. And there'll be a whistle as, well, I wouldn't want to be Ilya Kissel there as he winces a little after he was mobbed for that puck.
Sandwiched around against the boards. 5th goal for the Sheffield Steelers, timed at 58:44, scored by number 28, Lucas Sandstrom, assisted by number 63, Brendan Connolly.
Yeah, that man again. Cometh the hour. Brendan Connolly, the primary assist. 5 apiece. 10-goal thriller here at the Skydome Arena. Although the Blaze will be, I think, wincing a little. They gave up a 2-goal lead inside the last 5 minutes there, Stu.
Yeah, the Sheffield Steelers over the last 10 minutes have been absolutely pouring forward, and the Blaze would have had to have withstood a lot of pressure there, and I think it's just taken its toll to get to this point.
Yeah, and it's again on the extra man, on the 6 on 5. It was the first time, the extra skater had touched the puck on that with, Sandstrom fresh off the bench. The Blaze will go into overtime here against the Sheffield Steelers. And Stu, from a Blaze perspective, before this game starts, you say you're going to get a point out of this game against the league leaders. You'd bite someone's hand off for that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd be thinking actually that, at this stage, you'd be happy with getting at least a point. But you think by the way they've played, the fact that they got themselves into a 2-goal lead with 5 minutes to go, that they're probably going to be feeling a little bit disappointed. But they have done well this game. The Steelers, likewise thinking, well, actually 5-5 at this stage is a reasonable reflection on the effort that we put into this game, particularly over the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
To be brutally honest, an even game with it between the two sides, with the overtime for the extra point, I think that's probably about fair.
Yeah, I agree. And the Steelers here are going to be thinking, we're probably favourites to get this now. Blaze have traditionally not very good in OT. They only have one overtime win this year. I forget the number of chances. I'm sure we can find that information out. It's a few. But they've had 2 unanswered goals. They've had a great last 5-minute push, and it's tense. It's very nervy. At Blaze TV Live, let us know, how is this one going to end up? Blaze, Steelers, is it going to be a shootout? What do you think?
Malcolm Caldwell tweets in his men of the match this evening, for the Blaze, Evan Bludoff, and for the Steelers, Tanner Eberle.
I agree. More or less. Stu's in there with me as well, I think.
Yeah, I think he's there or thereabouts. I think really Bludoff and Ferrara is pretty much a coin flip.
Yeah.
But I think Eberle has been the standout Steeler this evening.
Yeah, he's been a game-changing player tonight for Sheffield. Connolly, Valorant, and I believe that's Brocklehurst down there talking about their plan for this 3-on-3. Larkin out there.
It's Larkin and Johnson and Schistel for the Blaze.
Yeah, and that's a very free skating trio for Coventry. Not that the combination that Sheffield have put out there isn't.
It's probably 6 of the best skaters in the entire league out on the ice at the moment.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I think I'm just trying to think out of the 6 on the ice, it's going to be between Schistel and Valorant, I think, for me.
For speed, but I mean, Andrew Johnson has got acceleration. All very fluid, good skaters.
Yeah. So Steelers, Blaze, OT, 5 apiece. Next goal's a winner. Here's Valorant. He opened the night. Can he close it? Stick handles wide. Decides to take it into the neutral zone. This must be a lot of fun playing 3-on-3. Stretch pass for Connolly. He's got it. He's got some speed in. He's going to spin. He'll drop it off. Valorant gets poke checked by Schistel. Now the Blaze are going to rush it. Drew Schistel on the backhand. Trying to hold that puck away from the man. He plays it off the boards. Johnston will collect in his own zone, and the Blaze are going to change. Bludoff comes out. He's on a hat-trick, don't forget, Evan Bludoff. And what a way that would be to end this game for him, as Johnston's going to shoot himself here. He'll go get the change as Tronsinski can't get that stretch pass. CJ Mott can only toss it into the hands of Eberle though. Danger as the Steelers calm it down. Tronsinski, Corcoran's stick was right in his skates. Sticked out the air by CJ Mott. Or Bludoff looked like he elected to play that to CJ Mott for a second there. That really is sweeper keeper, isn't it? Hashi. Saucer pass, tipped down by Evan Bludoff, no icing. Steelers on a change. Lemtigov picks it up straight off the bench. As John Armstrong joins the party as well. Lemtigov, he fakes the shot, and he scored an absolute wonderful goal. Truly worthy of a game winner. And the Sheffield Steelers get the extra point. And the Russian, well, he wasn't rushed to the chance, was he, Stu? He faked, he deked, he left it one-handed on the backhand. Good night, Coventry.
That's an absolute highlight reel goal from the Russian. Fantastic. Deking pretty much every member of the Blaze squad on the ice there. If you're going to finish a game in overtime like that, you want to be finished by a bit of skill and a bit of craft, and that was exactly what we saw there.
Yeah, and the nature of the beast, it opens it up for it, right, Stu? And I'm surprised we don't see more of the top 5 plays of the week from a 3-on-3, although I suppose overtime doesn't happen all that often in the Elite League, but hey ho. So game finishes, Steelers 6, Blaze 5, 3 unanswered goals from the Steelers, 2 in the third period and 1 in OT. And I think CJ Mott is going to be feeling a little frustrated. He was superb tonight. Part of the goalies as to who's going to be able to stop the most, and then there's a very basic breakdown of the hockey game, Stu, but that's kind of what we saw. Anyway, I'm going to have to head down to ringside. I love the new headsets.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Fantastic. We'll have these again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining Stu and I on Blaze TV. We'll be back next week, and I will leave Stu to talk through the man of the matches.
Wow, what a game. What a game to be involved in and call. The Blaze are going to be heartbroken, but they've done very well tonight. It's been a good game against two good teams who've had a good amount of chances on both sides. 6-5 in the end to the Sheffield Steelers. They've come back, scoring 3 unanswered in the last 5 minutes and overtime to take the victory. The Blaze, so they do get a point this evening, which is very good for them this evening. We're just going to get the Sheffield Steelers man of the match to find out who they are. Just a quick update on other scores. Cardiff still 4-2 ahead of the Nottingham Panthers, and also the Guildford Flames 2, Belfast Giants 4. Man of the match for the Sheffield Steelers tonight is indeed number 10, Tanner Ebele. I thought he played very well this evening. And he picked up the second and the third Sheffield Steelers goals this evening, taking his total on the season to 25 goals in all competitions. So it's a pretty decent effort in terms of 51 game, goal every other game pretty much. Nice work there. The Steelers are going to be very happy for themselves. They've done an excellent job. Very good. So, man of the match this evening, number 19, Luke Ferrara.
He's giving a big win.
Yeah, Luke Ferrara will be pleased with 1 goal, 2 assists this evening. Evan Bludoff, a couple of goals as well, in with a shout at that award, but most definitely. But I think both of them will be disappointed with the fact that they haven't been able to get a win this evening.
They haven't been able to get a win, but they've been able to score. They've been able to do a lot.
They've been
It doesn't really matter if you don't win. It's about taking part and enjoying it.
Absolutely, a great message to finish the game on this evening. Well, thank you very much for joining us this evening. I hope you've enjoyed it, whether you've been a Sheffield fan, a Blaze fan, or one of the neutrals maybe tuning in this evening. I've been Stuart Coles alongside Ed Kimberley on the microphone, joined by my son Isaac right at the end of the game. So from everybody here, from Rob, from Dan, from Pete, Jane, everybody on the Blaze webcast, thank you very much and good night.